then first started an ongoing conversation on a walk in Essex some years ago. And on that walk we talked about the ability of poems to argue things, essentially, in brief. And so I had a lot of fun looking for a piece of work of Stephen's that kind of appealed to that particular point of view. So I'm going to read one of his translations, which is a work by Golan Haj called A Light in Water, sequenced for Bill Viola. Innumerable attempts to reach eternity. The simple but impossible method of achieving immortality is to stop breathing, then to stay alive without breath. The dreamers are sleepers fully dressed under the water. Bubbles are a sign of life as of the body's decay. We can't be sure which. They sleep on the stage and their hands don't move, and the waves don't delude you into thinking that their fingers stir in weak and final motions. An illuminated column writhes in deep waters, a young man's plunge as a comet swallowed by a whirlpool. We were in front of those waters and he didn't see us standing there. Behind us, the great conflagration. Bubbles. Stars come up from the depth, we're merging together, increasing in size as they surface towards us. We all are black shadows in this great night, unless the huge fire be damped down. No one will see us as long as such conflagration is behind us, and no one will see us if we are inside it. Did we go far or get close, or will we melt soon? We heard the seas roar in the desert. Our faces were touched by hot air blowing through the windows of the cars we were crammed into. Immaculate brightness dazzled our eyes. Dry waves ascended like transparent tongues above flames beneath the burning sun. So this is a mirage. I love it neither as symbol or metaphor, but as a phenomenon. I delight in being deluded by my eyes. The painting. Among the body parts after death, the hand is what most resembles its bones. You are not a documentary film, you are a painting. No events are happening here, so don't expect anything. Inside the painting, there is another painting, and a faint ray of light passes through that frame to fall on a solitary book whose letters are tiny and wide open as your lungs. The same ray lights the knitting needle inserted by a woman into a skein of wool. A spider's thread shines on a potted cactus. There's no escaping fragility. There must be a breeze for you to see such tenderness in a thin thread that summarizes your destiny. Very slowly, the painting moves from screen to screen. The changes are slight. On the first screen, the woman who disappeared is sleeping naked. The candles might be lit behind your eyes on another screen. Had you slowed down, you would have seen all of this. Don't rush things. Don't be the one on whom slowness is forced. Don't be the convalescent or the old man. Slow down exactly when you might be hurrying off. Put on your clothes without haste. Do everything in slowness. Perhaps you will find some sort of solution or hope. The painting is still hanging on the same wall, and if you stretch your hand out towards the woman asleep inside there, you will see a hand slowly opening its fingers underwater. The screens. Between the two screens, there's a barrier that's like a threshold between the mirror and the world. On each screen is a figure is standing, holding himself together, breathing stopped in front of a dark liquid. And then the man in the red singlet begins to cry. And after him, the woman with the blue singlet starts crying too. Are they runners wanting to reach genuine tiredness after long exertion? The tiredness of the body that silences the tinnitus of death? You will not recognize a man sobbing in his solitariness. First, you will see the reflection of his face distorted by his tears in the pitch dark of water. Then you see how those tears melt his face. No sounds are audible. You are watching the strangled weeping of two people, each the shadow of the other, a man and a woman exchanging roles, each entering the black mirror only to leave it the next time round. Every face is a reverse mask placed on water. The nose and the mouth are open, but no one can breathe easily. gasped out, trapped sighs are blown into the water. We can see bubbles but can't hear the bubbling, and the gap between water and air is as narrow as that between life and death, a barrier of 2 centimetres. We will always see someone crying, standing, surrendering themselves before the water. Thank you.